Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic live from the Lunar Café, bringing you hidden gems before they pop and simplifying the language of crypto for newcomers to space. And today we are going to explore a little coin in the background that's got a chart that looks like a scam coin, like a lot of the ones I talk about. Now, before we go on, I want to clarify that so many people ask me to review coins that are already shooting up. This is not my game, my friends. It's not my game. Occasionally, I will look at stuff that has already popped. But my game for you is to get entry points in coins that haven't yet popped. So let's just talk. We're going to talk about the general market, and I'm going to show you how to find how I look, who I trust, and what I do in order to assess a coin. And this is as much an educational resource to show you how to look beyond all of the noise. There's a lot of noise in crypto, and a lot of it is nonsense. A lot of it is shilling. A lot of it is stuff that is going to lose you money. So unless you learn to think for yourself, then you are going to lose money in crypto. I want you to win money, my friends. I want you to gain. I want you to think for yourself. And I want you to learn how to cut through the noise. So today we're going to go on a little exploration of this coin in the background called Renzo. I'm going to show you how I found it. I'm going to show you what it is. And I'm going to show you whether I think that this could be a good play moving forward. So with that in mind, my friends, join me on a little journey. So before we even start, let's look at the general market. This is something you should always be monitoring. This is CoinGlass. This is the Bitcoin ETF. This is the exchange traded fund. And this is the big money with the institutions, the likes of BlackRock, who own IBIT. And this is to show you what is happening with the big boys. Now, you'll see that last week we had a pullback. Look how many red days there were. We had red days, red days, red days. But look, we're having a big green day as of yesterday. So the money started, they've had a bit of a drawback and now the money's going back in. So we don't do anything until we check overall market sentiment. This is something that we should always be checking. You should always be checking this. Keep a close eye on this chart because when this starts turning more red than green, then it's time to be cautious. But that could just be manipulation like it was here. As you see, manipulation, scare you, scare. And then look what they do. Flood the market with money when they pulled the price back. This is how the big boys play, and this is something that you need to be aware of. So let's go back to one of my people I like in crypto. This is Crypto Michael. And this is an update to his portfolio. Now, those of you that follow me will know I did a recent review on Wormhole the other day based on Crypto Michael's call. So this is just a brief one from one of his videos to what he talks about Renzo.
Yeah. And identically, we can do the exact same with Renzo. Yes, this one is rejecting the 20-week MA, but we also have this very strong bullish divergence indicating that there is going to be upside coming from this one. And therefore, it makes more sense to be looking at these assets instead of things like Celestia for the short-term trades.
So we won't go too much. I mean, I would recommend have a look at Crypto Michael. I think he's a very credible voice in crypto. And as I say, he's had a lot of criticism because his altcoin portfolio is round about 50% down at the moment. And he's sticking with conviction in coins. Now, as you'll see if you've seen my previous video, that those that hold and believe in coins are the ones that win. I mean, you could lose everything as well, of course, because this is crypto. So it's a risky game, my friends. But the people that hold their nerve at times like this are generally the ones that win. So I figured that Renzo was worth looking into based on Crypto Michael, his conviction in it. So let's go to here. And let's look at this chart that does look like a scam coin. It really does. So it started life back in May 2024 at 15 cents. And it shot up a little bit to 19 cents. Then it went down a bit, up a bit, down, 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 down. And there's so many of the charts that I talk about, it looks like it's flatlined. Now, look at the price. What we're trying to do is find, is there an agreed level of support here? Down to 0.00987, this sort of level, 914 up a bit, then back down again. So we're looking that it seems to be round about the low zone. But the thing is anything happening with this coin? And that's really what we want to know. Is it a dead coin? What does it do? What's happening? We're going to look into that. So as we go down, we see it's on Binance and Coinbase and all of the major exchanges. This is a huge thing. Before we even go any further, we're seeing, look, it's got a market cap of 46 million. That's a tiny little market cap. Not great tokenomics because only 41% are out. It's not terrible. But even then, the fully diluted value is 112 million. But what makes this stand out? We see a market cap of 46 million and we see volume over 24 hours at 18 million, and that is down 56%. So that is still significant volume for something of a market cap, which is something that we have to pay attention to. This is significant to see this much volume in a market cap coin this big, and that's when it's down 56%. But here's the big one. Look, total value locked. There is 1.44 billion locked into this for a market cap of 46 million. Now, this gets our attention. This is stuff that we definitely are interested in exploring. How did that happen? Tells you about the tokenomics. Now, the tokenomics aren't great. I'm not going to lie to you folks. I'm not overly impressed with the tokenomics, especially with the release. So this is a downside. We've just seen a little release here. And we're seeing quite significant releases on quite a short timeline here. So this is a downside to it. It's a downside. So this is the first thing I want to review, that I'm not all sweetness and light on all of these coins I review. I go in with a neutral head on my shoulders, and I'm looking at this purely through a neutral lens. And this is one aspect of Renzo that I do not like. I'll be open with you on this. You see, every month there's token unlock events, and it's not a small amount either. So these are things that we need to look into. We see that there's 55,000 holders, which is big. We see the top 10 wallets was 79%. Now, normally this wouldn't be good, but because of what Renzo does, these are almost definitely treasury wallets and exchange wallets. So about Renzo, we're going to look into this, but it's a liquid restaking token and strategy manager for EigenLayer. It is the interface to the EigenLayer ecosystem, securing actively validated services. Now, I'm going to stop reading there because this sort of nonsensical language in the world of crypto and Web3 is what scares people off. We're going to simplify this later on. Speaking of which, so let's move. This is the website. So let's look at this. You can restate your assets, unlock rewards, and maximize in DeFi. So you can earn money from your crypto assets using Renzo. And look at this total value restate. I mean, that's 1.4 billion for a 50 million market cap coin. That's none too shabby. Most of it on Ethereum, but still 33 million on Solana. So it crosses blockchains as well. So this is what you can earn. Anything up to 7.19% on your assets using this platform. You can restake it. So this is a way to earn extra money with your crypto. So we see here different value locked here. And look, the max at APY up to 29%. So you can earn money with your crypto. That's what it does. That's the website. Let's go to their social media. In fact, what I've done is I've asked X to give us a rundown. I've asked it simple questions. Simplify and easy to understand bullet points. What is it? What's the investment case? What sentiment does it have? What price did the early investors get in at? So let's go through the simplified version of what it is. So Renzo is a simple platform for liquid restaking on Ethereum built on top of EigenLayer. It lets users stake ETH and earn extra rewards by securing other networks called AVS without locking up your money. You get a liquid token, ETH, that you can still use in DeFi. Think of it as an easy way to boost staking yields whilst keeping your assets flexible and accessible to everyone. So this sounds interesting. What's the investment case? So there's strong growth potential. It's backed by big players, especially if we see Binance Labs involved. We know that it's got some serious heavyweight behind it. It's got yield and utility, which we've seen that you can actually earn money from it, and token upside. So the REZ token could benefit from restaking market boom. So when people start to get into restaking, then that could see a huge boost for a token like Renzo. So what sentiment does it have on X? Lots of excitement around the Binance launch pool, the Coinbase listing, and the chart breakouts. Posts call it restaking made simple with pumps of up to 10% and targets like 0.04 or 4 cents. So some criticism. It's really important, folks, that we look at the downside as well. We look at everything, what good stuff people are saying and what bad stuff. And this is important. A few call outs of tokenomics issues like high team allocation, 65%, and early DPEGs causing liquidations, labeling it a VC grab. Now, this is a terrible thing with certain coins. VCs get in at tiny amounts and they just keep suppressing it by releasing tokens on through vesting unlocks. And this looks to be an issue. And this is almost definitely why the price is suppressed right now. But the overall vibe is 70 or 80% rather, promotionally bullish posts on recent activity with traders sharing alphas on rewards security. It feels optimistic, but watch volatility. Now, the early investor prices, and this is what we need to look into. So in the seed round, they got in at 0.0025. So they're already sitting on, what is it, about 400% gains over about 450% gains. So this is not necessarily great, especially with the tokens being unlocked, which that is a definite downside to it, my friends. That is something that we need to keep an eye on. Let's go to Etherscan and SolScan. Now, most of the tokens are on Etherscan. We see that the Renzo protocol are the first three. Core contributors and advisors have got 13%. Their community and treasury 15%, and their investors have got 16%. And this is where the dumpage could come in at. So we see that there's big amounts in these first four wallets, with Binance Hot Wallet as one of them as well. That's not necessarily a great thing, but it is a liquid restaking protocol. We see here on SolScan that a lot of it's on Orca, which is a decentralized exchange. So high concentrations of tokens on exchanges here. Let's go to their X account. We see 114,000 followers. And what we see here is a post from 5 days ago that's pinned, that's got 43 interactions on it. So it's saying that their deposits are up on Aave by 380 million since January. Now, that's none too shabby. The people are using it, using the protocol, and we see a reasonably active social media presence here. Let's go to DeFi Llama. Now, this is important because this verifies total value locked. And this is why we check from multiple sources. So we see that the total value locked as of round about the end of June has been slowly going up. So this protocol has been getting more and more people invested, and it's gone to 1.44 billion, which is not bad considering in April it was 591 million. So people are actually using this protocol, and this is probably the most significant chart of all of them. That money is going into Renzo, and we can measure this. We can see that. And I just want to talk about verifying sources. So that's 1.44 billion total value locked. Let's go back to here. And what we see, exactly the same. So these match up. We've now double checked the 1.44 billion for a 46 million dollar market cap coin, which is very, very impressive. It's very impressive. So we go to the this is Intel at Arkham, and what we're seeing here is how it's rating on the exchanges and different changes. So we can go to 7 days. Let's go to 14 days. So in the last 14 days, let's look at the change that's happened on the different exchanges. And what we're seeing is that's not giving us percentages here, but we're seeing generally green. In fact, let's see if we get more accurate data going back down to 7. So we can see the changes here, that there's 95 million on Bitstamp, which is up 23%. So 95, 38, 305 million here. And that's up. All of these are up. Let's go down further. And we see not on all of exchanges, these are down, but we're talking 10 million here, 29 million. That's only down 2%. Generally, this looks as though it's picking up across exchanges. And Coinbase is one of the big ones. And in the last 7 days, we're seeing 20% more action in the value that's going across. So people are starting to get interested in Renzo, which is a positive. Crypto rank. Well, I couldn't find what the early stage investors was, but we got that information from Grok on X. So there's nothing really to add here. It just verifies. It says, and we notice here we're getting a different market cap reading, which is why, again, we need to cross verify sources. That's saying it's a 29 million market cap with 26% circulating supply. And here's saying a 46% market cap with a 41% circulating supply. So this is why we check from multiple different places, my friends. But either way, the fully diluted market cap is still 110 there, and the fully diluted market cap here, the max supply there, fully diluted is 112. So that at least is adding up. And finally, my big prompt that I do with Claude, just to go through it. So this is the executive summary. So Renzo protocol is a liquid restaking protocol serving the primary interface to eigenlayer. That's very complicated. But the overall project score is not so good here, folks. So it's really important that I show you this. Now, this is not, we take everything with AI with a pinch of salt. But this is a standard thing that I throw all the tokens through. You can pause and you can read through this should you wish to do so, because there is a lot of data on here, and I'm not here to just sit here and read this to you. You can read through that if you want. The only thing that really matters is the percentages that I'm going to give you. So competitive analysis, these are what it's up against. EtherFi, Puffer Finance, Kelp DAO, and Swell. So here you see, you can look at what they've got there. That's the competition landscape. So things that they're going through there. That's saying a TVL decline, but the TVL is definitely on the rise at the moment, my friends, which again is why we take everything that we find on AI with a pinch of salt. So it's just really an extra resource that I tag along to most of my reviews in case anything interesting is picked up by it. So team intelligence, this is something that I like to look into, and it looks into the team. So when we see this guy's work for TokenSoft, Tezos, and Point B. So previous experience, the fund invested in Moonwell. So we'll go down. Team story, financial struggles. Again, you can freeze this if you want to, but the investor tier assessment is 85%. Top tier investors, but all setting on gains as the tokens unlock. So is this a good thing? Well, you decide. You decide whether that's good or not. The weighted team score is 59. That's not brilliant, I'll be honest with you, folks. Fundamental drivers assessment, you can go through that should you wish to. I'll just get you to the numbers here. So this is a scoring matrix, and you'll know that I've got exactly the same prompt that runs on all of them, which doesn't look overly impressive. As far as unique selling point, there's a lot of competition here. Competitive position, not so good. Market demand is decent. Trading volume is decent. Social media sentiment. Now, this is good for finding undervalued coins, so I'm not necessarily worried about this because in many respects, having a low score here is a great way to find hidden gems. So I don't read too much into this, people pumping it. There's clearly not anyone pumping it at the moment. And you can see very average scores. So market timing, and look at this, launched at the worst possible time and never recovered. So the timing of their release or their launch of the project was bad, and this only gets a 49%. And the reason I like to show you this is because most of the coins are significantly higher. And this just gives you the demonstration that not all coins come out well with this metric, with this system that I've put together. And this is not being very favorable to it, especially token utility value, considering there's so much total value locked and it only scores a 45%, the aggregate undervaluation score. So this is probably down, I would say, to the fact that VCs are sitting on massive profits with upcoming token unlocks coming in. But confidence levels seem pretty good. That's an 87, which is good. And you can look at these and see, read through them should you wish to do so, because it does cover a lot of data. So these are the sort of things that this prompt picks up, and you're very welcome to pause and read through them should you wish to. So the bull case is it could go 5 to 10 cents. These are the conditions that would be required. A base case would be 0.003 to 0.006. And the bear case would be not very good at all. So, I mean, that's not a great even for the bear case because that's lower than, or the base case because that's lower than it is at the moment. So this really isn't giving it much, it's not really giving it a very high score. It's saying to avoid it. Now, this is just a tool, and this really should be a supplemental to all of the other information that you're getting from me. I just put this in because I did spend a long time working with it with Claude to give an overall. But you'll see I do the Claude review on a lot of my coins, and what this has done is given such a poor showing that it's good to have the contrast on one of these videos to show you that it doesn't always rate the coins high. Sometimes it's actually quite brutal to them. So is Renzo a good opportunity? Is it a good entry point? Well, one thing that we have noticed is that VCs are sitting on big profits on this one. There's upcoming token unlocks. The price is suppressed. Will it be suppressed for a bit longer? Well, on risk reward, it looks like potentially a good entry point. But given some of the other reviews that I've done recently, I will not be investing in Renzo based on what I found from this review today. And that, my friends, is my little summary of this little coin. And for what it's worth, I think there's plenty of value there. It still does look a reasonable risk reward ratio to me. But again, there's much stronger coins in the market, which is what everybody should be aspiring to find. And that's my little tuppence worth. And if you're still watching, and if you've enjoyed this, my friends, and you want more of the same, these honest reviews, then please do subscribe to the channel and get this early. And if you want another video, you'll find that just there. But either way, my friends, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.